What's up, team? When I'm not rustling jimmies, I'm trying to rustle up some grub. So I've spent about 4 months working on my biscuit recipe 2 or 3 times a week since August, just really trying to finalize what I think should go in the biscuits. And I think I finally got it. I've made this version for about a month now, and I think it's my final version for now, my final form. I've evolved. So what I'm going to do today is show you what I put into it. It is going to take some stuff that you need to make yourself, like the buttermilk, not store-bought. You'll need to make that yourself, but it's going to be worth it, so let's get into it. So step one, we're going to take 2 cups of flour, whatever type of flour you like. I like all-purpose flour. Then, I'm on my knees right now because I don't fit in the frame. Then we're going to add 4 tablespoons of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. That's really important if you want biscuits that kind of bubble and have little pockets of air. Next, I've been using this Viking oak smoked salt. You can use any type of salt you like, but I like the kind of smoky flavor it adds. So we're just going to add a small pinch of that, 1 pinch of salt. Now you're going to want to mix all of the dry ingredients together thoroughly before adding any wet ingredients. Okay, so next up I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of rendered turkey fat that I boiled down from the Thanksgiving turkey. Break that up into small pieces, spread it out throughout. Then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of homemade butter. Again, make sure it's from the fridge, but still broken into small chunks. What you're going to want to do is mix that with your hands until all the little pieces of fat are in pretty small pieces and they're spread out throughout it. What you don't want to do is have giant tablespoon chunks of butter and have the rest of the biscuits not have any. So mix that up thoroughly with your hands. All right, once you have that mixed very well, we're going to add 1 cup of homemade buttermilk. The buttermilk is going to react with the baking soda and create those nice bubbles. So you're going to really want to use your own buttermilk if you can make it, and you can. It takes a jar and heavy cream. So mix this up, not too thoroughly. You're going to want to keep a lot of big chunks in there, just enough to make sure that most of the flour is wet. Okay, we're getting down to the end of it now, so you're going to take a nice big baking service, lightly cover it with some flour. This will help the batter from just sticking to your hands. Well, you can't really hear it from here, but I can hear the batter kind of crackling and fizzing. That's the baking soda mixing with the acidity in the buttermilk, which is going to give you those nice pockets of air, that fluff that most people like on their biscuits. So we're going to flatten this out. We're going to try to make 6. Sometimes I get 5, but say about 80% of the time I get 6 out of this. I'm going to use a cup and just cut circles in here. If I'm in a hurry, I'll just make biscuit piles, but today I want these to look really nice. Okay, this is one of the most crucial steps. I'm not going to bake them on this baking sheet. I am going to bake them on a pizza stone in the oven, but first, you cannot skip the step of brushing the top of the biscuits with butter. If you don't do that, they're going to be much less moist in the center, and in fact, they will dry out on the top, so this moisture is going to help the biscuits, or the butter is going to help these biscuits retain their moisture a little bit more. Please butter your biscuits. So once these are buttered, I'm going to put them in the fridge for 10 minutes until the butter is hardened on the top and they cool down a little bit. Okay, well, this is a crucial step for my biscuits. This was in the oven, 425 degrees. It's preheated now. I like a really crispy bottom without getting burnt. So I'm just put these on the pizza stone. I'm going to cook these at 425 degrees for 11 minutes, maybe 11 and a half, but because this one's a little bit bigger, but 11 is usually what I do. So I'll see you guys in 11 minutes. All right, well, here we go. 11 minutes, 425. And I can actually smell the turkey fat coming off of these, so it's going to be a really nice little added flavor. All right, let's take a look. Awesome. Well, these are going to actually be good for about 4 days. What I like about these is, unlike a lot of biscuits I've had, they don't taste great now, and then in 20 minutes when they're cold, they don't taste good anymore. These don't really get hard. They'll stay nice and flaky and soft for about 4 or 5 days, so I don't even put them in the fridge. I just leave them in a little glass jar on the counter or a plastic bag. So give it a shot and let me know how it turns out for you. Bye!